Welcome to your Immortal Cycle reading. So, is a timeless pick a card, and this is all about what challenges or obstacles or blocks that you are facing at this moment, and how is the best way to move through this energy. So, I am going to be looking at how we can look at the positive energy from this. But I do understand that there's going to be some challenges that arise here, some loops, some patterns, or lessons that you're needing to learn. So, this is a timeless pick a card reading, and we're diving into the Immortal Cycle Oracle to decode repeating patterns in your soul's journey and see how this may be showing up in your physical reality. This is a multidimensional reading, so it's part soul, part body, and part life. We're going to explore the karmic loop and the tangible ways that it manifests, whether this is in your relationships, your health, your career, or your daily experience. This reading will help you understand the deeper patterns and guide you towards your next shift. So please take a moment and choose which pile you are most aligned to today. Group 1, it's about challenges or hurdles that keep blocking your path. Group 2 is having issues with negative self-talk, self-doubt. And group 3, it's that enduring spirit, where you've been through something for so long that your spirit feels broken from your suffering. So which group aligns to your struggles? And let's see if we can find a way forward. Welcome back. You're growing from your obstacles, feeling like you keep getting blocked on every path that you take, or every decision or things that you want to do, something comes up and stands in your way, whether that's a person or a life choice or just something that's going on in your current situation that feels to be blocking you from doing what your heart truly wants to do. So let's try and find a way out for you. So in the first position, we've got the loop. This is the loop here. Let me grab because I don't read this spread very often. So this is a karmic or energetic pattern that is repeating. This pattern is showing up in your physical life. It could be your habits, your relationships, or your body. So your loop means it's a karmic or an energetic pattern that keeps repeating. For you, it feels like challenges and obstacles that are in your path keep arising for you, but it also feels like a level of vulnerability. You feel vulnerable to circumstances, vulnerable to whatever is going on around you. So if the challenges and the loop or the energetic pattern that keeps repeating is that you keep getting blocked by your circumstances, blocked by your responsibilities, your burdens, the people around you, and you feel vulnerable to life being what it is. So here, the vulnerable card, it's about a repeating pattern that centers around emotional exposure and sensitivity. So you feel sensitive, vulnerable. You may find yourself in cycles where your openness leads to hurt. It could be withdrawal or feeling of being overprotective. Physically, this may show up as a tension. You could feel it in your chest. It could feel as fatigue. Could feel like you're just worn down. It may also result in a tendency to isolate in relationships or social settings because of how vulnerable your heart feels. So this card says, let love pierce your armor. So sometimes you may feel like you're too scared to open up your heart to new opportunities, new love, new relationships, new friendships, new work opportunities, new paths, because you feel like you've maybe been hurt before in the past, or that nothing seems to go your way. So it feels like you've got this big wall up around you, like it's armor, plated protection. And the cards are saying that you sometimes need to show your vulnerabilities. Sometimes you need to let love pierce your armor. So your only way to move forward is to keep moving forward, keep being vulnerable, keep putting yourself out there, because eventually something's going to get through. So in the origin position, Now, the origin is the root of the cycle. Could be past life, it could be programming, childhood programming, could be ancestral energy that's passing through, or it could be an emotional situation that's caused you to put your armor up or your walls up. It could be a physical trigger or environmental things that activate it. So the people around you, the responsibilities around you, these could be triggering this energy. So here it is, release is the card that you've got on the table. So it's saying some things are end to set you free. I just had to try and read that card then. Some things end to set you free. So this cycle is rooted in past experiences. It's the reason why you've got such tough armor around you. Possibly it could be ancestral, but it's more likely to be emotional. So it's where vulnerability was met with rejection, betrayal, or challenges. The physical trigger here may be the environments that feel unsafe or unpredictable, or moving out of your comfort zone. So it prompts your body to brace or shut down as a result. Now, in the mirror position, this one here, we've got acceptance. And the mirror is what this cycle reflects about your soul's growth, what is reflected in your current physical experience. So here we've got the card of acceptance, and this card says, coming to terms with the inevitable. So this loop is a mirror. It's what is being reflected back to your present experience. Your soul's desire to embrace all parts of yourself. Personal acceptance. Especially the tender moments or the tender energies, the raw energies, the ones that trigger you. So in your current life, it may mirror situations where you're learning to accept your emotions, your imperfections, or your unpredictability of others without judgment. Learning to accept the inevitable, being that sometimes challenges make us stronger, as much as we hate to hear that, but sometimes challenges and obstacles cause us to change course. And accepting that maybe you're trying too hard to hang on to something that is not or never really yours. Now remember, this is a group reading, not a one-on-one, so please take what resonates with you and leave what does not. But here it's about, we've got release around you, releasing things that are adding to this armor. Okay, so we've got energy around your heart being vulnerable, heart being perhaps well guarded from past experiences. Maybe your challenges are felt on an emotional level. They're not just blocks or hurdles, they're emotional challenges. And sometimes you need to release, let go, stop pushing those emotions down. Sometimes you need to let those emotions out. But sometimes you need to let go of the root cause, and you'll know which one that is for you. Accepting that what is meant to be will be, and learning to be a little bit more in divine flow or alignment with the energies that are coming through. Now, the lesson here. The lesson is the one that we sometimes find the hardest to incorporate or accept. The soul's lesson is trying to emerge. It's physical challenges or insight, in your case it could be emotional challenges, that mirrors the lesson that you may be learning here. So the lesson here is weariness. This is how it is reflecting back into your physical energy as weariness. So emotional energy becomes emotional overwhelm. But as you push those energies down or those emotions down, they culminate in the physical energy as weariness, fatigue, feeling like you've just had enough. So the soul lesson emerging is about honoring your energetic or your emotional limits. You may be physically exhausted from carrying emotional burdens or trying to be strong all the time. The insight here is that rest, boundaries, and self-compassion are not weaknesses. They are what gives you strength. So then we have the shift. Now, the shift is what is ready to evolve spiritually, what's ready to change physically. And the card that you have in this position is the change. In the shift position, you have change. You're ready for the change. You're ready to stand up and say, okay, I'm ready to make this happen. I know I need to make changes in my life. And you feel the energetic shift coming in, giving you that motivation or inspiration to make those changes. Spiritually, you're ready to release the outdated defenses and step into empowered softness or motivation. Physically, this may mean changing your routines, your relationships, your environments, things that drain you, foods that you eat, your physical activity. You're being invited to choose differently now. Choose what nourishes you rather than depletes you. Then we have the new rhythm. The new rhythm is the new soul frequency or archetype, the new physical alignment or manifestation that is coming in. We have got the card of loyalty. It's that commitment, devotion, that motivation. So, this new frequency that comes in, that you're feeling the shift, you're standing in this motivated energy of commitment and ready to make the change. It's a new frequent that is a sacred commitment to yourself. You are healing. You are making a choice to heal your situation. This archetype brings devotion to your well-being and your alignment. Physically, this may manifest as consistent self-care, deeper connections, or renewed sense of purpose. Now, your final card is the integration message. Energy to integrate this, bringing it all together. So this energy all together, you've got vulnerabilities, you've got emotional scarring, you've got energy that you've pushed down where you've tried to be strong, you've tried to ignore those emotions, or you've been vulnerable and you have had to put walls up so you can protect yourself. It wears down emotionally into the physical as weariness, fatigue, and now you stand at the edge of transformation and change. You are given a new surge of energy, of motivation, of devotion to stand up, release what you need to release, and work on your self-care. So this path of resolution will lie in releasing what you need to release, embracing your willpower, your motivation towards healing yourself, your boundaries, but also your purpose, your heart's purpose. Peace will come when you stop resisting and start honoring your strength. Thank you for joining me, Group 1. I hope that this resonates. Remember, this is a group reading, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Welcome back, Group 2. Group 2, you've got the energy around self-sabotage or negative self-talk, energy about just non-existent self-love energy. So in your first position, Group 2, you've got now I'm using a spread that I don't use very often, so I keep referring back to the meanings of the spread. In the first position, it's the loop. It's what karmic or energetic patterns keep repeating and how this pattern is showing up in your physical. It could be your habits, your relationships, or your body. Now, this energy is coming through from negative self-talk or self-sabotage. So we've got the card of the loop, and your card here is intelligence. So this repeating pattern here is a mental overdrive, mental energy about self-doubt and saying you're not good enough. You keep repeating that like a mantra. So where intelligence becomes a double-edged sword. You may overanalyze, second guess, or use logic to invalidate your intuition. This manifests physically as tension in your head, disrupted sleep, or chronic indecision. This here is about your mind being weaponized against your purpose or your self-love. In the second position, we've got the origin, and the origin is the root of the cycle. It could be past life. It could be childhood traumas, it could be programming, childhood programming, it could be ancestral energy or emotional triggers. So it talks about physical triggers and the environments that activate your patterns or loops. And in this position, you've got trauma. So it does stem back to perhaps past traumas that you've experienced. Now, the energy of this card is that the cycle is rooted in emotional or physical psychological trauma here. Or physical trauma for some people. Remember, this is a group reading, not a one on one, so please take what does resonate and leave what does not. Now, these could be from childhood, they could be from past relationships, or they could be from ancestral lineage. I feel it's more likely to come from this lifetime and very much something that you have felt. So, where your worth was questioned or diminished. Now, this could be related to programming. Perhaps you were programmed, oh, you can never do that. This opportunity is not for you. So, maybe those programs that you learnt growing up in school said that you couldn't do this or you couldn't do that. And that's just been part of your program that plays on a loop. It's where your worth or your value is diminished. So, this physical trigger may be environments that echo this past criticism or rejection that you've felt in your past. So, reigniting this loop of self doubt. Now, every time you feel yourself doing this, every time you have to learn to stop, notice that you're doing it and say, this was a pattern or a program that was forced upon me. This is not my conscious choice. And you have to make the decision to change the way you think. Now, in the mirror position is what this cycle reflects about your soul's growth. What reflects in your current physical experience. And the card that you have here is endurance. This cycle reflects your soul's immense strength, your physical strength, your strength of character or personality. You've endured more than most. And that endurance is both your armor and your wound. In your current life, it may show up as pushing through pain, staying silent, or tolerating what doesn't serve you. The mirror says you are strong, but you don't have to suffer to prove that. In the position of the lesson, which is sometimes the hardest one to integrate, it's about trying to emerge. It's about physical challenges or insight that mirrors what this lesson is trying to teach you. You've got on the lesson, you've got reflection, which is interesting because it's what, in one way, it's the universe corresponds and reflects back to you what you put out. So if you've got this negative self doubt saying, I'm not good enough, well, then the universe responds back what you're putting out. It reflects back to you what you're putting out. So, your soul lesson here is to see yourself clearly, know what is a program and what is real. You're a beautiful divine spark. You are more than you give yourself credit for. So, here it's not about past wounds or past programming. It's about physically, this may mean slow, it could mean really getting in touch with who you are. It's really honoring your divine spark here and really changing the way that you talk about your internal dialogue, because what that internal dialogue that you have that's negative, that's putting that out to the universe. So then the universe is sending it back to you as challenges or blocks because you don't think you're good enough. That's how the universe will see you too, and it's not the case. You need to learn to change that. You need to learn to reflect out to the universe who you really are before the programming. It says that this insight, your inner voice must become your ally here, not your critic. Now then we have the shift. The shift energy is what are you ready to evolve spiritually? What's ready to change physically? So as I said, I've got to keep going back to learning this spread and what these placements are. So coming back in to your reading here on your shift, you've got soul group here. So this is about, leaning on others around you. It's about, in one way, I feel you've got to be careful that who you've become as a person isn't reflected based on negative self doubt. So to the people that are around you, where you've lived a lifetime of not thinking you're good enough, or, self-doubt or self-sabotage, maybe that's who you've portrayed yourself to be within your soul group. So here it's about, and when you try to make those changes, you fit in a position within these groups or these dynamics as the person that you've grown up with programming. So it's going to be a little bit of a shift to rewrite this person that you are within the dynamics of the people around you. So the card here is about spiritually, it says you're ready to reconnect with your soul tribe. Maybe you are manifesting new people into your life that align with the real you, those that reflect your light, not your wounds or programming. So this shift may bring in naturally new relationships, new mentors, or communities that support your healing. Physically, it may manifest as feeling safer, maybe feeling seen or feeling supported by those around you. In the position of the new rhythm is the new soul frequency or archetype once you align or manifest this energy. The card that you have is renewal. So your new frequency is one of rebirth, just like the other cards have stated. You're stepping into a cycle of self-love, self-trust, and emotional regeneration. Physically, this will change you. This may show up as an increased vitality, clearer boundaries, and a desire to care for your body and mind with more tenderness and compassion. So the final card here, it's integrating this message and putting it all together. So it says you've walked through a storm of self-doubt, past programming, but you're emerging now with wisdom that you have, that you can rewrite your inner narrative. The situations that have been in your life, it's been a direct result of your self-sabotage or your negative self-doubt. So the resolution lies here in choosing to speak to yourself with love, to honor your endurance, to honor your emotions, and to surround yourself with mirrors that reflect your truth, not your trauma. Also, understanding that what you think internally, your inner dialogue, reflects back into the universe, not only to your soul group and the people around you, but back to the energetic frequencies of the universe. And it sends back to you what you are putting out. So by changing that inner narrative, peace will come when your inner voice becomes your sanctuary. Thank you so much for joining me, Group 2. I hope that this resonates with you. Remember that it's a group reading, not a one-on-one. So please take what resonates and leave what does not. Welcome back, Group 3. Your soul transmission is from burden to breakthrough. In your first position, position 1 is the loop. This is what karmic or energetic pattern keeps repeating. How this pattern is showing up in your physical life, through habits, relationships, or through your body. You have the card of giving. Maybe giving so much to others that you sacrifice your own needs. So the repeating pattern here is overgiving, emotionally, energetically, or physically. You may find yourself constantly pouring into others while neglecting your own needs. This manifests in burnout, resentment, or feeling invisible. The body may reflect this through fatigue, tension in the shoulders, or a digestive balance. In the next position, it's the origin. This is the root of the cycle, where it comes from: past life, ancestral, emotional, childhood programming, or traumas. It shows physical triggers or environments that activate it. You have the card of hope. Embers that burn in the darkness. This cycle is rooted in soul level longing, longing for connection, or for healing, or for recognition, gratitude for all you've sacrificed or given. Past experiences may have taught you to give in order to be loved or accepted. The physical trigger could be moments when you feel unseen or unappreciated. It reignites the loop of self-sacrifice and the feeling of neglect. The next position is the mirror. The mirror is what the cycle reflects about your soul's growth. It shows how it reflects in your current physical experiences. And you have the endurance card. Now, it's interesting that you've selected the endure card, which talks about a broken spirit from long-time suffering. When the mirror version of the endure is the card of endurance, indicating that you have the strength to carry that weight on your shoulders. You have the strength to carry more than others. And I'm talking about the emotional or the psychological strength. So your current reality reflects your incredible strength. You've endured hardship with grace, but the mirror asks you now, are you really enduring? Are you thriving? Or have you just had enough? This cycle shows up in your life as a pushing through the pain, pushing the pain down, or staying in draining situations, maybe even suppressing your desires. The next position is the lesson. The lesson is sometimes the hardest one to receive. It's the soul lesson that is trying to emerge. Physical challenges or insights that mirror the lessons you're receiving. You've received the Rekindle card. The soul lesson is to reignite your own flame. You're being called to remember what brings you joy, passion, and vitality. Physically, this may mean that reconnecting with creativity, movement, or play. The insight is clear. Your light does matter, and it's time to start tending to it. In the next position, we've got the shift. Now, the shift is what is ready to evolve spiritually, physically, or emotionally. You've got the card of blockages. So spiritually, you're ready to release these blockages that keep you stuck in cycles of depletion. These may feel like beliefs like I'm not enough, or I must earn love, or I must self-sacrifice to make others happy so then they'll like me. Physically, this could show up as a chronic tension, an emotional numbness, or creative stagnation. The shift begins with permission to receive, permission to rest, or permission to just be yourself. The next position is the new rhythm. It's the new soul frequency or archetype, the physical alignment or manifestation that comes once you're awakened to the loops that you've been experiencing. You've got the card of carefree. Your new frequency is lightness. You're stepping into rhythm of ease, joy, and emotional freedom. This doesn't mean that you're ignoring your depth or your pain or your struggles. It means you're balancing it with fun, play, movement, music, and flow. Physically, this may manifest as spontaneous movement, laughter, or a renewed sense of vitality. The final integration here, to anchor the integration and bring the message together. You've carried the weight of struggle, and you've done that with quiet strength, without praise or gratitude. Now the invitation is to lay it down. Resolution comes when you stop defining yourself by what you've survived and start embracing what you're becoming. Peace is found in rekindling your joy, releasing your blocks, and allowing yourself to be light again. I hope that this Immortal Cycle message brings you peace, comfort, and inspiration. And I'll see you on the next reading.